Sync. Hello and welcome to the Black Mind Games podcast, episode 320, I think. Alan's hard drive fucking died.
It sure did.
Are you upset that Alan's not on the podcast? That's because...
I mean, when a computer part dies, it's kind of hard to predict that.
I'm just going to say that Jeff was right again.
That he's pushing an old hard drive.
Who knew that?
Funny thing is, I usually just keep rotating my fucking hard drives. Like, I get a new one, I clone the old one, throw in the new one, and then with the old clone, I just be like, well, this goes over here, I think. That's about it. Although, realistically, it's like, oh, you should probably drill through the fucking disk and shit like that, but I'm like, nah.
Nah, it's not important.
That, and if they're really desperate to get data off that thing, you could still get it.
Yeah, but, like, the thing that people kind of forget is, like, hard drives are really good for servers, and there's a reason why, like, they're just slow. They're just really good for servers. There's a reason why people use them exclusively for servers.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're Linus Tech Linus Tech
Even
Tips,
Linus Sebastian for Pay-to-Byte Project uses hard drives.
Yeah. I just like it when he goes over the top with his servers and he's just shoving in a bunch of SSDs and all that junk. He's just like, oh, we got like these RAMs and we got all of these hard drives. There's also SSD hard drives, and then we got these M2 drives we're going to shove in, because why not? And I'm like, God damn. To be a tech reviewer and have all this junk lying around.
I mean, that's the dream.
Yeah. I'm a tech reviewer. Send me stuff. Yay!
I'm a tech reviewer. Give me hard drives.
I'm a tech reviewer, and I like to have a hard drive, please. Are you gonna make a review about this? Maybe.
I want to buy 18 terabyte drives, and then, having 18 terabyte drives, sit there and be like, yes, I have 18 terabytes of disk space. And when people are like, why do you have 18 terabyte drives? Just be like, well,
why not have 18 terabyte drive?
Yeah, why would you not want 18 terabyte drives?
I thought that'd be a hassle trying to sort your freaking where to put all your fucking shit in.
Not really.
Although the only thing as I'm looking at PC part picker and we're talking about computer junk, the only thing that pisses me off currently is, or I guess every time I'm like, oh man, I should upgrade my PC. And every time I'm going down this rabbit hole, it's always, turns out graphics card is still fine. I can get away with it.
No.
But actually, even that thing is still, I should probably swap that thing out. But even then, it's like,
telling you to buy that card, and everyone was like, it's fine. And then, like, getting like a message from people being like, how dare you tell them not to buy a NVIDIA? And it's like, why the fuck do you care?
Yeah.
It wasn't even like an issue. It was like, oh, you're just being a fanboy. Okay.
If anything, it's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's literally the most fine thing possible. I'm getting away with, like, I only play indie games for the most part, and it's like, yeah, it's perfectly fine for doing indie game bullshit. Like, the only thing it doesn't push, it's like modern AAA titles, which I usually just don't go towards for the most part, unless friends are like, we're doing online on this, come on,
play games with me, I demand it.
Come in, we're all playing it. We're probably gonna stop playing a month in.
we're gonna play this game so much, you should play it with us. No, you're such a mean friend. Fuck you.
Come in. And
then you do what I do, and you just say no, fuck off. And you're like, and when they go like, why not? You're like, because I don't want to support a company that fucking abuses employees.
Or for my situation was playing. I played what was it called? Phasmophobia. That
Spoopy.
It's very spoopy. I actually played it with the group of friends in the other chat. Just to say, like, one thing to say about that is, yeah, like, if you see Twitch streamers play it and you go, oh, that looks like fun, it's exactly the same thing as a Twitch streamer experience. Just like, you're just basically running around and you're just talking shit and you're just going like, come on, I bet you got a small dick, Bill Harris, or whatever the hell the ghost name is. Come on, Bill Harris, you got a small dick. And you're just yelling in the mic. And then finally some spoopy ass shit happens. And then you're like, oh, the lights are flickering. And oh, like, I think the candle just lit up for no reason. And actually the best scenario that we had was as soon as we walked into the house, the ghost was like immediately in the living room, like as soon as we walked in the door. So the person who stayed in the truck to tell us our health or our psycho meter, he's like, guys, you're like 50% already. We're like, what? What? It's like as soon as we walked in the house, we're like, guys, you're getting hella damage right now.
And then they're like, this game's bad.
And I somehow run out of the building with like 2% of psychic health.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the verge of like collapsing and fucking like going to tears. That's practically what that is. Like, oh, that was a good time, because it was like, or the other scenario that we did was we tried to get some photo evidence, I think, or something like that, and as I'm telling people like where the peaks are happening, and like as I'm trying to radio over, fucking, I'm like, oh guys, this hit 10, guys. Oh no.
So no, I'm dead.
No, I was in the truck at this time, and I was trying to like give back info of like, oh, what, the ghost meter and the truck is saying, and fucking, and when it hit 10, fucking everyone was freaking out inside. I could tell, and fucking, I think the only survivor in the house was Chess, and Chess fucking.
Oh, poor Chess.
Chess survived because he just clipped himself out of the building because he's in VR mode, and the ghost couldn't get him when he clipped out of the building. and as soon as the door unlocked, he just got the hell out. Like, yeah. Tony and Noah just fucking ate shit by the ghost.
Because, well, okay, I can tell you exactly what happened. Is that they were given fair warning that something bad was going to happen, and one of them ignored it, and the other one was like, I'll follow suit.
Well, yes, but at the same time, it's like as soon as the thing is, the meter was like at 2 and then spiked to 10. Okay. So it was like, what, and also the fucking radio stopped working. So it was like, yeah, that's gonna help.
Yeah. So okay, my assumption was correct. I am right again, listener. let's take a moment here and recognize how many times I've been right this entire episode. 2. Okay, I've been right twice. My ego, it's inflating. Eventually, you'll have to carve a stone face of me right next to Mount Rushmore.
Don't worry, I'll deflate you eventually.
What will happen?
Oh, no.
What will happen is that like I'll just become like right all the time, and it's just like, because it's really funny, because like I'm like, yeah, I'm right about this situation, and then it's like I can't say anything about it. Like, that's kind of really why I'm, like, sad because Alan's not here. Because, like, I was like, oh, man, the Arizona audit, it would be fun to just shit on people right now about how the Arizona audit was really good, funny. Oh, man, it would be really fun to shit about how people are fucking idiots when it comes to COVID-19 and ivermectin. Oh, man, it would be really fun to shit on people right now about nuclear power. But I can't. So next week... right now. But yeah, no, I'm happy that I'm happy that you got to play. You're stupid.
Although I have to look at the screen and read it out every time I look at this fucking game trying to say it, because I keep thinking of Phantasmagoria. I think it's that one. It's the old point and click game about dude in weird town. He wakes up. He doesn't quite know what the fuck's going on, and he doesn't quite remember how he even got there. But he's trying to figure out like how he got there and what's going on. And it turns out, like, in the game, again, the game's why the game's called Phantasmagoria, because it's a fuck ton of gore. Like, a fuck ton of gore happens. And you could say it's like a B-movie, horror movie type of thing of like, oh, this movie's not famous for anything except for gore. And, again, just for the title of the game, I have to make sure I read it because I don't want to fuck up the title, but I'm thinking about Phantasmagoria and not Phasmophobia. Like, it's too similar. I hate, but if you got a group of friends and you just want to dick around in a spoopy ghost game, Phasmophobia is a good idea. And it's like $15 on Steam, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's really cheap.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. That's fine. The only thing is, I would say it sucks about it is that like it's very low budget.
Yeah.
Again, it's $15, so you kind of get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, it's fine. The only thing I find hilarious about the whole thing is like, quick, there's a ghost attack. Walk, walk as fast as you can. Mm-hmm. Get out of the house.
Well, we gotta quickly talk about something else, something very important, I guess. Halo Infinite.
Oh yes, I played that.
That's good.
It's very good once the frame rate doesn't keep dropping in and out on me because computer is old. God, if my computer had a voice, I'm pretty sure it'd be like an old dude right now. Stop it! Oh fuck! I can't handle the graphics. I put everything to low. Oh, the graphics!
I can't play Halo Infinite. My computer bad. Meanwhile, you have like probably two retards being like, I have 3090s and I spent $2,000 on a card I don't need. And then you just have me sitting in the corner screaming at them going, you fucking idiots!
Oh dear.
So I couldn't play the game with Keith. Keith's actually... Yeah, I was really sad. It would have been good to have Keith's opinion. But I like it. I'm pretty sure everyone likes it. It's really good.
Yeah. I mean, what I got to play of it once the game's like not shitting the bed, it was super cool.
Once Josh realized that he can actually have fun.
Yep.
He kind of was
like, there's so many little things about it. I was like, fuck, this is good. Oh, fuck, this is actually good. Oh, fuck, this gun feels real good. Oh, fuck, seems like no matter what gun I pick up, even though I know about it beforehand of like, oh, I know how this works, and I start using it, it's like, this just feels better for some reason. I don't get it. Like,
I don't understand.
Even what's the plasma pistol that charges and then shoots that green orb?
Oh, plasma pistol?
Is it the plasma pistol?
It's just plasma pistol.
Okay, so when I'm using even that one, a lot of people just say is like isn't like the kind of the shit tier of guns in that game.
It's not.
I mean, I think it is because you just want a big gun and blow them away.
No, but okay, I'm gonna explain something to you.
First of all, you're wrong.
Something you never thought of. This is obvious.
I know it's a utility tool to shut down like cars and
you
shields.
You have been playing way too much Call of Duty, and you should stop. And you should really get some help and play Halo with me and Keith instead, because we're good Canadian boys. And we're very good Canadian boys. Have you met my friend Keith? He's a really good guy. He's moving back. He's a good boy. You would love him. Anyways, what was I saying? All right. So
I was saying about like how I just like how the guns are, like it feels like the guns are good. There's not a single gun I picked up is bad.
Yeah.
And like that's real awesome because like I even though beforehand going in I was like, well, I know this gun sucked, and I start using it and go, oh, it doesn't suck as much as I remember. I'm like, that's great. And what was it? I picked up the new battle rifle or whatever the other rifles. That one's pretty good. I like that one.
I love it. I don't know why I love it. I just love it.
Yeah. Also they brought back the old pistol, which is perfect. I could feel like I can nail a guy like a mile away and the reticle does not move. So it's like, yeah, machine gun at your face from a mile.
The pistol is not as powerful as the Halo 1 pistol or the Halo Reach pistol.
I see.
The Halo,
but you can still nail him from a mile away though.
Yeah, and like it does about the same amount of damage, and like the battle rifle is the battle rifle. It is just the battle rifle. It is literally Halo 3 battle rifle, which is, in my personal opinion, the best battle rifle. And then the Commando is kind of like this weird mishmash between the two guns, between the assault rifle and the actual battle rifle. But like, I love everything about the game. And Big Team Battle feels really good. And like, there's a bunch of like extra little features and stuff like that I actually like. I do have some issues with it. I will say those right now. I think that like the game lacks a lot of like, the game has problems, especially when it comes to optimization, and I feel it a little bit more than I should. And it's not like I'm like, oh, the game's bad because it has optimization issues. It's like stuff like where like I have armor literally unlocked, and the game says, no, you cannot equip this armor because it's not unlocked. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, as I was fiddling around the options, I was like, oh, you can do more customization than you ever did before. That's kind of neat. It's not just a full suit change / color.
Yeah, and like, unlike Halo 5, which was Call of Duty in space with advanced movement, so you're gonna love Halo 5's advanced movement. It was like, this one's actually
whatever Call of Duty space was, or is that 5? I don't know.
That's
but
5.
Anyway, I was gonna say like 5 could have been good. It's just that everyone shat on it for no reason. I'm like,
no. Okay.
Did everyone shat on it, or it was just not a lot of people like it?
Okay, so the problem with 5 is that 5 was like, hey, we're gonna make a game that's Call of Duty. And then we're going to give you all unique Spartan abilities. And the gameplay was fantastic, but it's not Halo.
Okay.
Halo is a game where literally you run 100 kilometers an hour all the time. Halo is supposed to be closer to Doom than Halo 5 was. Halo 5 was closer to Call of Duty. And then what they sat there and they said was, you said, oh, like, because you're closer to Call of Duty, we're going to give you all of these abilities. And it would have been fine, except for the fact that it was Halo 5 Guardians, and it was a named Halo game. They could have easily had said Halo Spartan Stories, and then said, hey, you're playing as a Spartan. You're playing as a completely different character, and this ties into the bigger story. And everyone would have been fine with it. They could have easily had made another video game, made a new franchise with Locke and a completely different story, and nobody would have had an issue with it. The problem is that the words Halo 5 Guardians was on it. And then the story was completely and totally trash.
Oh, okay.
So everyone, like... Well, actually, no. I actually kind of enjoyed the story because I was like, this is interesting. And the happiest moment of the game was when I finished when I put down the controller and I was like, I'm done.
Right. Although I'm just thinking of Call of Duty space.
Like Infinite Warfare is actually well regarded.
Is it?
Yes. Okay. It's well regarded, not by the Call of Duty community because they're a bunch of fucking troglodytes.
Yeah. I was going to say,
I'm just going to shit on them.
there's unnecessarily amount of shitting on that space edition of Call of Duty, and I'm like, I thought that was the cool one. What's happening? Yeah,
it is. But
what's happening here? I don't get it.
The problem with that one was that they looked at Titanfall 1 and they were like, oh, we're going to add in advanced movement. And then they did a shit ass job.
Oh.
And then Titanfall 2 came out, and then they were like, well, our game is better than Titanfall 2. And it wasn't. And Titanfall 2 is just better. Like these words cannot be said enough. That I tolerate the Call of Duty community. If that game sells 1 million copies, I am losing faith in humanity. If Vanguard sells 1 million copies, I'm done. I'm out. I'm just done. Like, there's no hope for humanity. We've peaked. But it's like Halo was supposed to be closer to Doom Eternal or Doom, and a retro game that had a decent story inside of it that was fine, and it wasn't. And that wasn't 5, and it was really disappointing. And Infinite's kind of more of a return to that, where you still have sprint, and you still have looking down weapon sights, but it's a lot more closer to, like, Splitgate.
Although the looking down weapon sights is a little weird. It's still like traditional Halo.
Yeah, it's a magnification that's like 1.5 times.
Yeah.
It's not like binoculars that was in the game and rarely used.
Although for the zoom in, it's not like you look down the iron sights. It's more of like you just have the crosshair zoomed in a little.
Yeah. And that's, I think, something that like a lot of players, when they looked at 5, was like, oh, how dare they? Because every single weapon had a sight. They bastardized the battle rifle. Every single weapon had aim down sights, and you were actually aiming down sights of the gun. And so that's something that this one doesn't do, and that's something that I appreciate. Like, here's the thing that angers me about Halo 5. And you're going to actually like it. Josh, have you ever played ODST?
I have.
Okay.
Way back in the day.
Did you ever finish it?
I think. I cannot remember, but I want to say I think.
Okay. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have Halo 5's core systems of advanced movement and then come up with like, yeah, your character has like an advanced movement suit that allows them to, or is like a Spartan 4, but you're an ODST, so you can do all these crazy things? Would you rather have that as like a Halo 5, or would you like have Halo ODST 2, one of the best games in the series, or would you rather have Halo 5? Because it makes sense that Halo ODSTs would be aiming down sights.
Yeah.
Right. So my personal opinion is like I'm of the opinion that Halo 5 is okay. That's me. Mm-hmm. Sorry for ranting for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Fucking stupid Infinite Halo. Although, yeah, one thing I'm very happy about, took out the fucking stamina gauge on the running. Oh god, so
you can
much
run
better.
for eternity.
So much better.
Josh is like, I want to run forever, and it's like, well, Halo shouldn't have running.
I mean,
bad.
If there was between the option of running forever or take it away, it should be one or the other, and not this weird stamina bar. Like, it just feels stupid to have that.
Sprint bad.
Yeah. Like, it's either I run forever or you just take that away from me, because you don't have this weird middle ground, because it just feels like it's just, disabling your main player for no reason, basically.
Sprint bad.
Or it's like, I need to hit the gym more because I get tired after 10 feet. Like, Christ.
You don't need hard drives, do you?
You
just need an SSD boot drive, don't you?
I pretty good on both of those because I already upgraded my SSD.
Do you
and
have an
already
M.2
upgraded.
boot drive?
It's not the bubblegum stick drive. It's
Okay,
the,
so
the,
I'm gonna
yeah.
put in a bubblegum stick drive because fuck you.
I mean, go ahead. I mean, I already have an SSD that I'm using as boot.
All
It's
right.
fine. Or
So-
yeah.
So the PC without anything else is $1,500 on the spots. Okay, let's add a graphics card.
That graphics card would probably be like 600 or 500 probably.
Do you want 3070 or 3080?
What is this just a 10 just a jump a little? Isn't that like $100 jump or something? I'm not sure how.
Well, a 3080 Ti is $3,563. Wow, that's a lot of wow.
Wow, that's some graphics power right there. Wow.
Well, it's basically 3090.
I just hate how it's like $2 fucking grand for something good.
I just hate how like you make a suggestion to somebody and you're like, don't do something stupid. And then and then you're like, don't spend money on a graphics card right now because that's a dumb idea. And then they are like, I bought the most expensive thing. You're like, God damn it, now I have to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to go fucking ham. Fuck you. You're getting a 3090. And if you bitch about it, I will come to your house and...
Give me a 3090.
No, I'm thinking about what I would do. What would cause you pain and suffering? I will open
Giving me a 3090 would be pain and suffering.
I will open.
Oh no, a 3080. Ah!
No, I will buy a pack of Magic the Gathering cards. And when I give you the 3090, I will open all of the Magic cards and then I'll start ripping them without even looking.
Oh, this one's foil. Ah, shit. I don't know. It had some demon on it.
All the cards will just be facing you. So like you'll be like, that's really
I'm gonna take this collector booster and rip it in half. Oh no!
That will teach you.
That would teach me so hard.
You bitch.
I'm like, man, that's $30 wasted right there.
So without the graphics card, this is not including a power supply. What's the power supply you take? I think it's an FSX.
Now, what do you generally search for a graphics card? Like, do you go by memory? Do you just go by whoever makes it?
I know relatively a lot. I like EVGA and Asus. Asus was my first graphics card, so I'm probably going to stick with Asus. For me personally, like, I know that I'm most likely going to like go back to either EVGA because like I'm due for an upgrade too.
Right.
And so like I'm thinking like, okay, do I want to wait and go with Intel or do I want to go with AMD? So right now, like for 90% of the people, I would say, well, waiting would be the best thing to do because then you can actually get a graphics card that's actually half decent, or you can get an actual newer part that actually runs a little bit better. Which is something that I would recommend for like, for you, it would be probably better if you waited and actually saw like, okay, this is the parts on the horizon. For me, it's like, okay, do I want to go with like crazy high end horsepower or do I want like something that's going to like function and work for light browsing and work?
Yeah.
So like right now, like I'm thinking like, okay, like I'm probably going to wait and see what AMD produces. If Intel produces something that's better, maybe I'll switch Intel again.
I love how I hit the price button and it auto sorted from least expensive to going up in expensive, and the least expensive is $72 graphics cards.
Yeah, it's like a fucking bullshit.
It's like literally, this is a computer for text, and that's it.
Okay, I am going to choose a power supply because I think that you need an A11 dynamic? No. Okay, we're going to go with... Okay, we're going to go with shit. We're gonna go with shit tea or fucking. Do you want air cooler? Or do you want a water cooler?
Air's fine.
Okay. Okay.
If anything, I just don't want to deal with the water.
You're a classy man, Josh.
Yeah.
Stop being so classy.
I'm like, for my ideals is like, oh, I don't want to A, deal with water, and B, it's like, air cooling's fine, just as long as you don't shove it up against a wall or something.
So I'm going a little extreme. I'm going to be honest.
Right?
But I'm also like one of those guys who's like, no, you need to go extreme, man. You need like a platinum power supply and like the Noctua 1 DH15. Like that's good enough for you, man. Like you gotta have that power. You gotta have that great, super fucking massive, wonderful thing, bro. It's like, well, no, you actually don't.
I'm just seeing stuff like, was it EVGA SC Ultra Gaming? It's a GeForce GXT.
Scythe
650.
Mugen Black Edition.
Oh, chipset. Those are probably what I should look for after.
Scythe Ninja 5. How is that $89? What the fuck? Holy shit.
Holy shit.
That looks like a server bracket. Is this compatible with AMD? It better.
You know, the one thing I kind of dream about is like getting a whole server rack just to play a fucking game. But at the same time, that'd be stupid.
One of the last things I did was I was getting annoyed with somebody, and so I like boss brings in a server, and this is before I got like laid off and fired from 2 jobs. I was like, oh yes, he's like bragging to me about how great his computer is, and I'm like, here's 24 cores. Nice. Here's a Cinebench run. And then I just sent it to him, and I'm like, don't ever fucking like act like that again. And my boss walks in, and he goes, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I sent him the message, and he goes, oh, if he wants to cry, takes me over to his office, and he like loads up Cinebench, and he just runs it, and it like creamed all of this stuff, and he's like, take a photo, and walked away, and I was just like, oh. It was a good day.
Like, oh, you want to flex? Oh, I'll show you some flex.
I'll fucking make him cry. Fuck him.
Oh, you want some flex? Oh, I'll flex all over this.
We're going to go with your... well, fuck it. We're going to wait on the cooler, okay?
Right.
Details.
Well, now we're just kind of talking about computer parts.
Well, I got another topic.
Oh, do you?
I might have gotten something in the mail.
What did you get?
I might have gotten a monolith of some kind or a mini fridge. We don't know which. But I can't open it. And it has this weird X logo on it. And I'm scared. Josh, I'm scared.
Well, it can keep like 4 cans of Coke cold, right? Maybe.
No, I can't even open it. I don't know how. I'm gonna do something. Okay, I'm gonna do something.
Is it weird because it has vent holes on top?
Yeah, and they're green.
Huh?
When you look at them off center, they're green.
Eight cans of Cokes in that thing, right? 8.
And what it says is it comes with this nice brochure, and it says up top, it says Xbox. I don't know what that means. I'm not a dirty console tester.
You're pronouncing it wrong. X-Boost.
Oh, it's an X-Boost?
X-Boost.
Oh, it's X-Boost. Okay. It came with like this. It came with a gamepad. Gamepad feels really nice.
Is that for surfing the internet?
I don't know. I hooked it up to my computer, honestly. But it has a Type-C port on it, and that's greatly appreciated. Because, we all know Type-C is better.
Not enough things have a C port on it.
Yeah. So it has Type-C port. It actually feels okay. It's not as bad as it came with a PC controller. That was odd. I was a little confused by that. But I haven't plugged it in yet. I got an Xbox One X.
Nice.
The the joke is I have a mini fridge, not a router.
Exactly. Or it's a mini fridge that combos as a router. You can surf the net on it.
Alan, I was really looking forward to when Alan was like on the show, because I was going to be like, I own an Xbox One X, and he goes like, yes, and I'm like, and he's like all happy and excited.
I was gonna say you can keep 4 cans of Coke in the fridge and also some bacon, so you can cook it on top of the fridge.
Right. Alan congratulated me, and I told him to go fuck himself. I wanted a 3090. I'm very sad.
Oh dear.
I'm very sad. I can't afford a 3090.
Yeah, there's some not bad motherboards for like 250 or 300.
I selected a $375 one.
I mean, that's fine. If anything, I'm expecting the motherboard and at least RAM to be like, okay, that'd be kind of pricey. Kinda.
Let me put it like this. Okay, the best motherboard has 89 5-star reviews, and it's an MSI Meg X570 Tomahawk Wi-Fi for $375. 76. So I'm like, yeah, that seems good.
That seems pretty good.
That seems okay. The one thing I would change is that's convenient. P400D.
I do like it every time I look at those Cooler Master, big radiator vents with fans on it.
Mm-hmm.
I do like having that on my computer, but I'm pretty sure if I were to slap one on, it won't fit with a fucking case. I probably need a bigger case.
Well, here's what you do, Josh. Okay, you're gonna love what I'm gonna say, okay?
Okay.
Because you're
or I can get the one that's mounted on the top or like underneath. The big radiator one.
You're talking about like a water cooler?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that is water cooling. Yeah.
You want it?
Damn it.
God damn it, Josh. I ask you a question and you go, no. And then you're like, actually, yeah. And I'm like, oh, fuck you.
I'm just thinking, man, that big radiator thing with fans would be great. I'm like, oh wait, it's actually cooler.
He's not
I'm an idiot.
He's not as bad as some person. I got like 5 builds from one guy, and he goes like, is this good enough? I'm like, no. And he's like, what would you change? I'm like, why do you have 32 gigs? And he's like, oh no. I'm like, do you use Chrome a lot? And he's like, no. Do you do any multitasking on your computer? No.
I think I might have to push.
It's like, just shut the fuck up.
Well, the thing, actually, for my situation, I would probably need 32, just simply because games and modeling. Because
you're a whore like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, fuck off.
I'm just sucking on it.
Yeah. Look, I know the type. I am the type.
Oh.
I might be a fucking whore for multitasking and using, let me see right now.
I am a total whore for
37 megabytes of RAM. It's so nice whenever like you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. But like, I know there's sometimes I look at it and go, am I overboard? No, okay, I'm good.
Like my reasoning is like, people are like, my thing that angers me is like when people are like, I need like 32 gigs of RAM, and it's like, why? And then
because big PP.
And then they're like you could just say you want it, and then they're like, they come up with a bullshit excuse, and they're like, well, I was told that I need it, and it's like, who told you that? Well, this person. Yeah, this person's a moron. You shouldn't listen to them, and you shouldn't listen to them regardless of what they say. Well, I was told, well, you're an idiot.
Well, I mean, a nicer way of saying it is like, I don't think that person knows quite a lot about this topic.
No, but like, here's the thing is like, when you sit there and you say you don't need something, and you explain it to them, and then they say, well, you're just being mean, and it's like, you just want a better computer than me. It's like, yes, but like, you don't realize that I'm literally going to wait a year. I am literally timing my watch and waiting and looking eagerly at like builds to come out, because I know for a fact that a socket's going to be released eventually.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to buy it, and I'm going to sit there, look at you, and then the next response is going to be, fuck you. This is how evil I am, listeners. I'm an evil fuck, and Josh deals with me every week. He's not happy. Love you, Josh.
Oh, I swear I'm just gonna disappear one day, and then people go, "He's dead. Oh, where'd he go?" And I'm come back with a full ass beard and be like, "I'm not dead. I just want to get away from you people."
No, what's gonna happen is like you're just gonna get a message from. What's gonna happen is like I'm not gonna be on 3 shows, and I'm gonna get like 3 messages from people. They're gonna somehow find my old Twitter account and reactivate it through necromancy. And then it's going to appear on my phone. I'm going to be like, what the fuck? And then I'm going to open it up. I'm like, oh, well, fuck it. Or whatever. Pop it open. And then it's going to be like, where are you? What?
If anything, I just hope I don't get like a psychotic break like I've seen on some videos. Because it's like, it's kind of scary when that happens.
Oh, I've had those.
And I mean, there's one video I watched of a guy in a car in like England or some shit.
Oh.
And he was just full on, just spazzing out like crazy. And not only that, he's in a car and he was driving like 170 kilometers an hour, like almost hitting 200.
Yeah.
And finally he crashed, but he killed someone. And like, fuck. Like, yeah, like, it's just like, fuck, I don't think I ever want to have a psychotic break like that. If I ever get one.
People don't seem to realize that, like, the reason why, like, I don't want to sound mean when I say this, and I mean this in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
The reason why, like, people have psychotic breaks like that isn't because of, like, mental issues, stress, and stuff like that, and they just eventually like can't handle it. And I'm not saying they're making an excuse for them. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, you bunch of pussies, right? That's not really like how I kind of like to view mental stuff like that, mental illness, and it's not fucking healthy for people.
Or is the other famous mental break was the guy who started the whole what was that movement about that dude from Cambodia and yeah, you remember that one?
Coney 2012. Coney 2012.
Yeah, so the guy who started that whole movement within 24 hours went from a zero nobody to a everyone knows his name. So within that time frame, he got overly stressed to the point of there's videos of him, see him walking naked and just yelling random shit and just like all that, you know, you think crazy people, but it's like, no, he was a normal guy. He just got really fucking stressed to the point he can't remember shit. Like, that's horrifying.
I mean, like, this might be mean. It probably is mean, but fuck it. But like stuff like that, when it's like somebody like walking around naked screaming, as long as nobody gets hurt, like it's funny to look at and laugh a little bit.
Yeah, like but at the same time, it's like whenever now like if you know the background about it, it's like
no, it's fucking like worse.
That's just a dude. Like, oh boy, and like you just hope he doesn't die at the end of the day,
right? You're just like, oh fuck,
yeah,
fuck.
Like, oh god, I just hate it.
I just love the people who are like,
I kind of wish there was like a separate, maybe not like again the police need to do police things, but I would just wish there's like a subgroup within the police going like, oh, these are just for mental break people.
Yeah,
they know how to deal with it. Send them out. Like,
yeah.
I wish that exists.
Well, like my favorite thing is like when people are like, is like you shouldn't be making fun of these people, and it's like okay.
You can make a smidgen fun, but it go, nah, this guy needs help though.
Yeah, my favorite is like the people who are like, it's like, how dare you, like even remotely make a joke about some guy who 20 years ago had this mental break, and you're just like, dude, he's like right here laughing. Like, how dare you make fun of these people? Those are the people I hate.
Yeah.
Like the people, the other people I hate are the ones who are like we should not switch Oh, this is going to be political. Can I be political for 5 seconds? You'll actually like this, okay?
You get like a hard minute, I
Okay.
guess,
Okay.
or 30 seconds. I don't know.
Josh, do you think global warming's real?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So what would you say if I sat there and said to you that there's a green technology that we can switch to that will solve all of the world's energy needs,
Yeah.
and all we have to do is just ease ourselves off of fossil fuels?
I mean, we're trying to do that already.
Yeah. Okay. But that makes sense, right? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you do if I sat there and said that this power was the same type of power that caused an event known as Chernobyl?
I would say to you that I agree with you.
Okay.
Because I know where you're going. It's like, yeah, this is clean and efficient. And I also agree because people pointed out, like, this is probably the only method of getting clean and efficient and also getting enough power for what we need later on. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
That works. What would
It's
you?
just, the only thing that sucks is that, like, you have to make sure you're up on your shit about that, or else it's gonna be fucking terrible.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. I have amazing friends. I have an amazing coworker and I have amazing friends. And one of their great and amazing abilities is the ability in order to listen through things one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
And so I was explaining to one of them, I was like, yeah, like we should completely switch over to nuclear power. It would be more efficient in all of these ways. And they go, well, Chernobyl bad. And it's like, how is Chernobyl bad? Well, it's bad. How is it bad? Please explain to me what happened in Chernobyl that was bad. Well, Chernobyl caused a lot of radiation sickness. Okay, so compare it to Fukushima. What happened in Fukushima? Well, Fukushima was solved in like 2 days. Yeah. How long did it take for Chernobyl to get solved? Like 3 months. Okay. How long? What was the one consistent difference between the two of them?
Isn't one that has the fuck ton more radiation than the other?
Yeah. What?
And one's literally an explosion.
One was literally hit by an earthquake, and then a tsunami.
Yeah.
And the radiation was less because they actually gave a shit about, I don't know, safety or something like that.
The thing is they're using the atom itself to cause the explosion. So it's complicated, but I mean, it's less of it.
So the basis of Chernobyl's reactor design was actually flawed from the start. So Chernobyl was based on a high coefficient design and graphene rods that kept the reaction in place. So as the reaction got more and more hot, the top could contain the steam, and there was no container for the actual reactor. So the reactor was literally free floating inside a building. Whereas like Fukushima, the reactor is actually contained inside of a unit. And when the reactor goes, not all the radiation just spews out. Because it's almost as if we don't want that to happen.
It's kind of like we don't want bad radiation.
Yeah,
out,
we just don't want to die. I don't know. It's something weird, I guess. But anyways, so I had a friend. He goes, "No, we have to stick to coal. Coal best." I'm just like, why? And he's like, because coal's the best. I'm like, no, stop.
Putting more CO2 in the air is not gonna solve our problems of how, when this shit runs out, what do we do?
It's not even that I disagree with like the notion of like we should gradually shift from coal and burning power plants. It's the fact that like he goes, no, like we shouldn't switch to nuclear because like reactor go boom. And it's like, you're an idiot. You're just an idiot. And then he goes, but we should use renewable energies. And it's just like, God fucking damn it, man. Do you know how much renewable energies it takes in order to actually like match a nuclear power plant? It's a lot.
Yeah. Although I kind of, as much hippie idea it is, and how much I don't like kind of Well, I just shouldn't say don't like it. It's more of like I like it to be efficient and whatever, but it does take quite a bit more renewable stuff to get that to work.
It's not even that like I disagree with like. It's not that I even disagree with like the idea of like renewable power. It's the idea of like here's a technology that works really well. And then people going, no, it's not good enough, and it's like, okay, you just want to be mad. And it's like the same thing with like COVID-19 bullshit, where it's like, oh, you just want to be mad, and this is like on both sides of like, oh, you just want to be upset. Okay, I completely understand. And it's like, here's a study that says that this thing here that you can take a pill called metaclonal antibodies, and it will solve all the problems and probably make people less needing to go to the thing. The government should mandate this as well. And then
Metachlorians?
Yeah, midichlorians, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I get a message of like, no, you're a fucking moron.
Just increase the midichlorian count. It'd be fine.
How dare you not say that the vaccine is effective? And it's just like, God, shut up. I just want this. But that was my political talk the week. I played Psychonauts 2.
Oh.
It's good. I like it.
That's good. I wanted to play that right away, but at the same time, I'm like, I get it later. That's pretty much my go-to.
It's not even that, like, okay, there are a couple issues I have with it. And there's one thing that, like, makes me really annoyed. So you know how, like, in movies, when somebody's in their mind, you watch them extend the floor out. And the floor just goes and goes and goes, and it's really smooth transition, and you can, like, kind of see, like, oh, that's cool. Psychonauts 2 does that, and I could literally see the seam and the texture. And I was just like, I hate the fact that I know this.
You hate that you look at this model and go, this is a nice model. Then you go, oh, that's a texture. That's the seam of the texture right there. And
it's like, it's one of those little things that, like, I immediately spot. And I'm playing the game and I'm like, it's okay. And then, like, I got more and more angry as I'm playing it. So I'm like, fuck, cock, motherfucker. And my friends are like, are you okay? I'm like, I want to burn the entirety of the world.
No, it's more of the, XKCD of, you teach your enemy, you want your enemy to suffer, you teach them kerning. Of like proper kerning of the spacing between words, the spacing how big the words are, how the spacing of should the K, how the K is standing and how it points, like should the top of the K on the right should be lower or higher, and like all that fucking bullshit. You teach them that garbage, and then they look everywhere and you see bad kerning, and you're like, no, the kerning's terrible. Oh fuck! Actually, a good example of bad kerning would be like when I took the bus to go to Nate from the Coliseum to just all the way to Nate, and fucking just down that one street, as you go down it, fucking every single business just has this fucking shitty fonts just everywhere, and it just, of course, I'm a art kid / design, so I'm like, oh no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's super bad. Oh, look at this hairdressers. Oh, they used fucking what's it called? Papyrus. And you're like, how can I read this name properly? No.
No. Fuck you.
Like, it's just funny because you know that these people are like just went down the road of like what looks good, and you think that looks good, but you realize you can't fucking read it, so they just went ahead with it anyways because you think quote unquote it looks good, but didn't think about it for 2 seconds, and then just send it off to the printers. Oh boy, but God, yeah, you teach your enemy kerning, and then they fucking can't read anything without checking the kerning. the best the best thing to teach your foes.
Right? Yeah, the best thing to teach your phones is kerning.
Yep. Oh man, I don't like it very much, but hey, you should learn kerning. Yeah, it makes you better at graphic design. Really? Yeah, you should learn it. Oh no, everything's bad kerning.
So, anyways, I was playing. I got through the first level, Psychonauts 2. The game like introduces you to like really shitty kids in the first 10 minutes, and I'm just like, these kids are fuckers.
Is it some of the kids from the first one, or are they new kids?
No, they're all new kids, and the designs are actually really well done.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest with you, I'm really glad I got the Xbox. I got it through channels. Nice. Well, actually, no. Okay, so another reason why Alan isn't here this week is because I paid him $50 in order to go suck a Walmart guy's dick.
Nice.
And he might have been really mad at me when he found out that he had to suck a Walmart guy's dick and not a pussy. I might have said it was a woman.
Oh boy.
And well, let me put it like this. It wasn't my fault. He might have chased at me, and he might have tripped and broke his computer hard drive. It's not my fault, listener.
But tripped. It was literally on the floor, and he tripped over it.
I mean, I told him not to bring his computer to Walmart, to the Walmart parking lot. And I was half expecting, and I might have or might have not been expecting, a beautiful woman for him to do things to.
Oh boy.
And it was a dude. So either way, I got the Xbox. It was great. It's a good thing, and I'm actually really excited to play the console and play Psychonauts 2 on 55-inch OLED, because that's probably going to be the best way in order to play that game.
55-inch OLED?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, you're welcome to come over and be like, oh. But you know what? You touch it, I'm going to break your thumb.
I'm just kidding.
You touch the OLED. You touch the OLED, I break your thumb. You touch the Xbox, everything fine.
Make sure my hands are extra oily from the holding controller for a couple hours, and then squeak.
Oh, I would be. That would be amazing, because then I would have to do something.
Do I have to kill him? I don't think I could take him on one-on-one.
Do I just walk away and then just start burning his Magic the Gathering card collection?
Get to it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure your dad would let me in to burn it.
So you're Joshua's friend? Yeah.
Yes. Why do you have a flamethrower? Oh, no reason.
Could you not turn it on when you go inside the house?
Yeah, that's fine. We just need to remove all of his Magic the Gathering cards. He's giving me full permission to do this.
You sure? Because he likes his cards.
Yeah. I'm positive. He wrote this handwritten note.
Shitty crayon.
Please burn.
No, it's like the joke from Parks and Rec. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, I got a thing right here. It says I can do this. It just says I can do it in crayon.
Yeah. That would be fitting of me, libertarian. The libertarian I am. True capitalism has never been tried, listener. True capitalism has never been tried.
Oh boy.
Anyways, shall we end the show?
You know what? I think we went long enough.
Yeah. We were literally sitting in here for like 30 minutes. There was comedic gold.
Oh yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Just pure comedy.
There was like panic. Ben sent me a message. He's like, I'm sorry. Not feeling good. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the RPG I sent him that's called, what is it called? Queers RPG.
Oh boy.
I'm going to send it to you. You might actually get something out of this.
Oh boy.
If you,
Although, what the? Oh, have I heard about this before?
I have no idea. But anyways,
That's super weird. But I'll look into this slightly because it looks like an interesting concept.
I saw it and I was like, this seems like it would be a great game, but I just hate the name. And I just don't like it. Like the character does. There was one I was looking at that was like literally like shameful, and it made me angry.
Or that's actually, you know what? This is kind of reminding me of that stupid TV show for Netflix. Or
Queer
something?
Force.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's so so bad and shoveling in your face about how queer it is, to the point of like, did this come out in 2000s? No, it's now. What?
Well, the funny thing about that one was like they were like, we're gonna cater to a bunch of people, and it was just like tone deaf.
You can cater. But oh my god, like it feels like this is from the early 2000s where you're trying to be edgy as fuck.
It's people. Well, you want to know what it is?
What?
It's people who don't know, who think that that's their identity, and then they make a show thinking that that's the only thing that's important about them, not realizing that like, no, there's other aspects about you that's way more interesting.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend who's gay. And he's very...
honestly, when you're making it do, okay, let's say they do Queer Force, or not queer, like whatever the hell that show is called.
Why don't you do a show about a guy who is a mechanic who happens to be gay?
Or something like, okay, they're superheroes, sure, but what if like this force is like maybe half gay and half straight, or what have you? Because like, gotta have the rainbow of fucking people of like. You got to live with.
Here's a good question. I got a good idea. What if it was like the power of the cosmos, and then it picked you, and it was just a rainbow, but you're like, whenever you're, and like you just became a magical girl, and whenever you're a magical girl, you swap genders. What if it was that?
Like trying to deal with you swapping genders constantly to save lives.
Yeah, like let's say like you're a dude and like you swap genders to a girl. Are you suddenly a lesbian when you're in your girl form? And you're just dealing, and it's like, oh, like I am suddenly a queer. And you're just dealing with the struggles of that, or like something like that. Like there's interesting concepts that you can do with that, right? And it's just like that show just went so stereotypical, and it was just like I watched 30 seconds of the trailer and I was just like, I hate it.
yeah or just a lot of the jokes is like, that's cringe. Like every essence of the word, that's cringe. Like the whole thing.
It was like it was like the Stephen Colbert vaccine. Where have you seen this?
Have I? I
I'm
can't
gonna send
remember.
it to you because I'm actually curious.
The vaccine scene.
Yeah. So they're all dancing around dressed up like vaccines. And it's literally like there's no joke. There's nothing. And it's just cringe. It's so bad. I literally made me want to like start saying, no, don't get vaccinated. And then I thought about it for 30 seconds. I was like, that's a bad idea.
It's just I see. It's just a buffer for going into a topic.
Yeah.
I see.
It's just cringe. And I hate it. And I can say I hate it.
I mean, it's a buffer going into a topic. It's fine. Although I agree that this is going. Actually, the further I'm going in, the more complex and shit it is. Like, I think they could have just went with a simple, not a simple swoosh. You can still have it animated, but man, a lot of it's just over the top and doesn't need to be.
It's just cringe.
Oh boy. Well, let's end this cringy. I was gonna say cringy podcast. I'm like, maybe we are cringe, huh? Huh?
Huh? Maybe we're cringe. Huh?
Maybe
Do you
we
want
like
to frame
it,
our
huh?
girls?
What if we like it, huh?
Do you want frame our girls? Yes? Fuck you. Thank you everyone for listening to Black Mind Games podcast, episode 319, I think it is. Thank you, Josh, for joining me. You can listen to us every
Welcome.
Thursday on the blackmindgames.podbean.com. We'll be on next week, and hopefully Alan's going to get screamed at. He's going to get so... It's going to be fun. I'm going to be like,
boy.
Alan, did you get a hard drive? Did you get a hard drive or an SSD? No, you didn't get a hard drive because I was there and I was smacking you across the head every single 30 seconds.
Well, good night.
Yeah. Good night, listener. Bye.
There, hit the record button. But I don't know. Like again, since I'm doing 3D work and oh fuck, I just remembered I gotta figure out something about that.
Yeah, you should look at an R7 30s 5800 because that's going to be the starting point, I would think, that you would want to run.
An R7 37?
Yeah.
00X. Okay.
And then,
Although really for a lot of these parts I'm just looking at numbers and go, well, this is a little higher than this one.
well, like, really what you need is you just need something basic that can get a lot of shit done for you.
Yeah.
And, like, the thing that a lot of people kind of forget is, like, oh, well, like, I would like this. And it's like, that doesn't mean that you need it.
Yeah.
That just means that you would like it.
Something that's doable. Ryzen 7 3700X.
3700 is a little bit worse than 3700. It's a little bit older. You would want, if you go with a 3700, it's not like the worst processor, but like it's just not as new. And a 5800 has a newer architecture, and that newer architecture benefits a lot of people.
Oh, I see.
So it's like when people are like, "Oh, well, why would I want that kind of vehicle?" It's very obvious why.
I see well, I'll just sort by rating. Or I probably should sort by name.
Like, what you want is you want cores per dollar, and you want cores per dollar, and you want like performance per watt. Because if you go performance per watt, then you can get a shitty air cooler, and then you're like, I have a shitty air cooler, because you don't need a lot of cooling power. So that's why I'm kind of like go with the Ryzen 5, because it's a newer architecture, second gen. Its newer architecture is a little bit faster, and it's a little bit more performance oriented.
Hmm. There's 56. That's 350. If I go, was it 580? You said?
Yeah.
Or no? Or yeah, 580.
Yeah.
Uh, why do I not see one in here? Or I'm just blind.
Probably.
Or I should be better if I just go like Ryzen 7. There we go. There's the 57G.
So, do you want to sync the show?
We can.
Okay, sync in 3, 2, 1.